All right, step on up. Come on, tell us about your costume.
What?
Tell us about your costume.
Well, the head's made out of paper mache.
Okay.
This is the Happy Happy Go 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 cosplay contest at Anime Festival Orlando. Contestants entered as a junior, novice, intermediate, or master, levels that are based on experience and number of awards they've won. By the general public, cosplayers tend to be labeled as socially awkward and just overall weird. Oftentimes, we can't seem to fathom why they would spend hours upon hours making these elaborate costumes. So the Sentinel went behind the scenes at a cosplay contest with the judges to find out the real motivations behind cosplay.
I can't think of how many of us were the outcasts or the nerds in school, and we did deal with the persecution and being made fun of at school.
Meet Danielle Umstead. She has cosplayed for 14 years and is a contest judge.
So when we're around people that share the same loves and hobbies that we do, it really just makes us open up. And yes, the conventions are only once in a while, a few times a year, but when you get us in an environment where there are a lot of people and we can share our emotions and our feelings with these people, it makes it easier in work circumstances to do the same thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my God. I sound expensive. You look like $1,000,000. Cool. Thank you so much, guys.
As a community, cosplay is thriving, and it's built on the camaraderie of the trials and triumphs of cosplay. It's an understanding amongst the community that encourages self-expression and empathy for others through the love of a character.
So yeah, most of us, if we did have an issue, have opened up because of the community that we have here for cosplay. A lot of costumes are chosen not simply because of a design. There's usually a connection to the character or the series. It may be something that got them through a hard time. I actually have a friend, when her mother died, it was the anime she was watching, and it was something she could connect with her, with her two brothers while watching, and it's one that she's cosplayed from, and it has that personal connection. It's not the only motivation, but it is probably the most common, is just the connection to a character or series. Yeah.
I made the head.
You did?
Yes.
How old are you?
Dad helped with the sewing.
How old are you?
10.
You really look like the character.
Mm-hmm. We have technical difficulties that we're still trying to work out.
No, that's really smart.
For Danielle and many other contestants, cosplaying is a way to spend time with friends and family. Danielle made her first cosplay costume with the help of her grandmother.
My grandmother was actually a professional seamstress, and she helped me with my Halloween costumes. And then I had a friend who introduced me to conventions, and I went to my first one with a costume that was made with the help of my grandmother, and it was still a hot mess because I tried to do most of it, and probably regrettable now. No pictures exist of it though.
It may have been a hot mess, but in cosplay, overcoming the unique challenges of making these costumes is what makes the end result that much more rewarding.
Wow.
I don't believe in sleep.
No.
No, I like sleep through.
What is sleep? I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's a really.
We have regular 9-to-5 jobs that we have to do. We also have some of us school that we have to attend, which is a full-time job too. And then to pay for the costumes that we make, we also have to have a part-time job. So we're looking at, some weeks being 80-hour weeks that we have compromised to our real lives, and we have to work in that small amount of time that we have that's not doing our laundry and just everyday tasks to actually make these costumes and show our love and appreciation for them.
Just personal details and things like that, just what I think.
It can be a real challenge as far as getting the supplies, so finding the supplies. It's gotten better with the internet, but a lot of us, I like to touch my fabrics. I like to know how they feel. You can't do that when you order them off eBay or an online website. Being able to actually feel and go to a fabric store is, taking the time to go out and search and find that perfect material or something that you can modify and dye to make it perfect is usually a challenge.
Gods would go into Bed Bath & Beyond and walk out with a wardrobe. I'm really proud of this costume, it's the one that I really was like, let's do it, And then
definitely.
Same for the armor pieces.
Can I feel them?
Yes. And I also use, for the detail, I also use the placemats, because I really liked that they had the raised detail, and
This is like movie quality work.
Really?
Trying to fit cosplay around your everyday life is probably the hardest challenge most people face.
The entire process, even up to the convention, pushes cosplayers to challenge themselves outside of their comfort zone. First-time cosplayers put themselves on the chopping block for critique. Others followed workout or diet plans to feel comfortable wearing their costumes. And on top of all that, cosplay costumes aren't exactly practical for everyday life.
How do you go to the bathroom?
I get out.
How fast?
I just took off the arms and I actually...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Walking, I was like, hold my tail! And I walked into a bathroom stall.
Or try walking and standing around all day in heels without being able to sit for fear of ruining your costume. So why go through all of that effort?
If you really love one of these characters and you have one of these personal connections to a series, you really want someone to appreciate the work that you put into it.
You did well with it.
Thank you.
Not so much usually for the money, but it's just so other people who share the same love of that character can connect and make that character come to life for them too.
All of these challenges are unique to cosplay. It's what builds the camaraderie among the community. So when it's game time and the competition is on, everyone gets a moment to share their work. Even if you think your costume looks like a hot mess, you are encouraged to keep trying and come back next year.
Let's hear drum roll room. The best in show goes to Corn Cosplay.
So when Dominique Troiano won Best in Show, she wasn't the only one who was ecstatic.
We've become really great friends because a lot of us have competed against each other and we've been stuck in the long lines together and you bond over misery. So that's how I know them all. Everybody comes together and just shares their love of their favorite characters and everybody is so supportive.
Her competition cheered for her without reservation.
That's right, everybody. Take this time, get your awesome picture.